Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everybody. Don't worry about it. We a tad bit late, but we always on time. Like I always say, I'm happy to be here. Good morning, everybody. With my co-host, Sharon Mullins, the Chocolate Girl. How you doing, Chocolate Girl?
I'm doing great. Happy Saturday to you.
Yeah, I'm feeling great as well.
Glad to be here. Glad to see your face this morning. Saturday to you. Ooh, sorry about that, y'all. Glad to see your face this morning and see you smiling and feeling good still since last week.
Yeah. Feeling good.
Got that second dose. No reaction at all.
And I'm vexed.
Good. All right then.
That's what I tell people. They be asking me questions. They say, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm vaxxed and I'm a Baptist. That's all that matters."
That's right.
That's all that matters. But besides that, we were supposed to have some special guests on the show today. Due some situations they couldn't really show up. So as we do, we just got to keep rolling with the punches and keep giving y'all great content each and every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Like I said, we was a little late today, because we got to roll with those punches. But speaking of rolling with the punches, I was very excited to hear certain sports news this week. DeSean Jackson is with the Raiders. And, Odell Beckham Jr. decided to go with the LA Rams. He over there ring chasing with the rest of them. But Killer Cam Newton, Superman, is back with the Carolina Panthers.
That's right.
With you being down there close to Charlotte from North Carolina, what is the excitement going on around it?
Let me tell you, everybody is a buzz. I'm telling you, after the news broke and everything, all I saw on my timeline from people that I know who are in Charlotte is people going downtown to Uptown. They have a section called Uptown, going down there and showing out. People got on their Cam Newton jerseys and, putting their ones up for Cam and doing the Superman. And there's already, let me tell you about this billboard though. When did they announce that he actually signed? When was it announced? Was this Wednesday or Thursday?
They announced it Wednesday. No, Thursday. It was Thursday.
I think it was Wednesday they were saying that he was talking to the team or something. And then Thursday, I think they announced it. Well, do you know, all up and through North Carolina, there are billboards up already saying game 1, as in game and the number 1. Now, we're going into week 10, right? This is week 10.
Right.
Not going into, but this is week 10. But they have a game 1, as in the Cam Newton era marks a whole new era. So they're starting with Cam now, which, says a whole lot, seeing that Sam Darnold is supposed to be their starting quarterback. So he's a starter, but he's not franchised. That's the issue.
Yeah, and now it's kind of crazy because Tuesday night, two of my family members were having a conversation about Cam Newton, and it got to a point where they were having a conversation, and I heard it as I was going to sleep, and it gave me a dream.
A dream,
a vision, a dream that actually
you had a dream.
It wouldn't be a bad idea if Carolina called Cam Newton up and apologized.
Yeah,
because we all, as people, we all make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
We all make mistakes, and to go back to 2019, Cam Newton had that shoulder injury. He was on the last year of his contract, making $19 million. So that means for them to re-sign him, he was in that range to make $30 million. They didn't want to pay him no $30 million. And since you didn't want to pay him $30 million, You go out, you make all these excuses about how his ego is too big to be around Matt Rule. You know, they're not going to mesh together. We had to get rid of him. And when, as you told me, Sharon, when they got rid of him was the worst possible time because everybody already picked up their quarterbacks and he was just sitting there left for dead.
Yeah. I mean, everybody had already picked who they were going to have besides, after the draft and everything. Yeah. They waited to the last possible hour.
And, he ended up going to New England and, he tried to do the best he could do. He did pretty good for the first couple of games, got COVID. And then, he never really looked the same after that.
So I think it was 3 or 4 games he looked great. And everybody was stunned at how well he was playing. And then he got COVID. Right. And when he came back, he wasn't the same. It took more out of him. But this is something very interesting about this story, though, Dennis. If you recall, when he came back and he was playing poorly, remember how he wouldn't talk about COVID and how he was really feeling and how much it really affected him?
Right.
And people would ask him questions and he would downplay it. But you could tell he was not the same. And there was nothing else. There was nothing else you could have attributed to. Because he was playing, he was balling.
Yeah. He definitely was. He definitly was balling. But
he was actually making passes and running. He wasn't just running.
Don't tell the Cam haters that.
Yeah, I know it.
Man, the Cam Newton haters is real.
Yeah, shout out to Chuck Thomas. Let me make sure I tag him.
Yeah, Buck Flair.
Like Buck Flair,
he's back in your division, Buck Flair, and you got to play him twice.
That's right.
Yeah, I was very excited for Cam. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully everything works out. I want him to get a long-term deal and be there for at least another 4 years, at least.
Well, he looked fit. I was watching the press conference. What I didn't know, well, I did kind of know. I follow him heavily on Instagram.
Okay.
And what over the past several weeks since he left New England, well, initially, he did the interview with his dad type of video thing with his dad. And then he did a few more videos making comments. And he did the show, I Am Athlete, with my guy, Brandon Marshall, who I love. And speaking of Brandon Marshall, I got something to tell you about him. Don't let me forget to tell you what I just learned. But yeah, so I got to watch him on that show. But all of a sudden, you didn't see him posting on IG that much. Well, in the press conference, he talks about how he's been going through a cleanse. He was going through a cleanse and he was cleansing himself of social media. And that's one thing he was cleansing himself from, which is why he hadn't been on. So it explained to me why he hadn't been on, right? And he said he used this time since he last played for self-reflection. Well, that shows maturity right there. And you could tell in the press conference, there were things that he wanted to say that he didn't say. So he was trying so hard not to be sarcastic or bitter towards those people who said good riddance when he left, because some of those reporters were in the room and you could tell by the way he addressed them if they were friend or foe. So he was just kind of laughing about the questions and stuff to keep from really going back and forth with him. You could just tell it because I know I can read his body language. I've been watching him since college. So anyway, he just seemed to have his head on straight. He's serious about winning. He said, I'm here to win. He said, I'm not here just to sell and fill seats and sell tickets and for show. I'm actually here. This is why, why I'm here. I'm here to win. So all I'm saying is give a man a chance. Just like I say, give Odell a chance, People want to say Odell Beckham Jr. is a diva. He's a crybaby. He's a cancer. He's this, and that, and the third. Well, you also said that about AB when he left Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
And he's doing big things down in Tampa Bay. And even though it bothered me the way he left Pittsburgh, and I don't agree with many of the things he has said about the organization since he left, I still root for AB because he's a Steeler. As far as I'm concerned, he'll always be a Steeler to me. And he is one of the best wide receivers ever, in my opinion. As far as talent, that's what he is. So I'm just, OBJ, I don't believe that he's done. I believe injuries took a toll. I watched the video that his dad did, and yes, Baker Mayfield intentionally did not throw the ball to him. And no, it wasn't because OBJ can't run a route and don't know how to run a route. I guess, he's been playing football his life, running routes, and people been getting the ball to him. But all of a sudden now you go to Cleveland, and I guess their offensive scheme is just so complicated that the big, dumb black wide receiver can't figure out how to run their routes. No, I'm not buying that crap. I watched it. He wasn't throwing him the ball. Dennis, what would you expect him to do? Would you expect?
It wasn't just that he wasn't throwing the ball. It wasn't the fact that he wasn't just throwing the ball. It was the way that he will wait to the last minute to throw him the ball as well.
Exactly.
Like he was never it's almost like to the point Odell was never a number one option. And so something, we blame that on Baker, but as I'm looking around the NFL, I'm seeing this on a lot of teams. Like if a player is due for like bonuses and stuff like that, they'll take him out the option.
Well, here's what I'm going to say about that. That may be true, and I haven't really paid attention to know who's close to a bonus or not. I don't pay attention to the money. That's one of the things you and I have talked about. That's why I always talk to you, Buck Flair, and other people, especially Jared. Well, he always knew about that money, Jared Miller. Yeah. I wish he would watch our show and say something in the comments sometime. But anyway, I don't watch the money. I don't pay attention to that. So I really don't know about that, but you could be right. Just saying specifically from those videos, he was wide open.
Yeah.
He had separation from his defender even. And he was clearly within Baker's view. That's the thing. It would be different if Baker just couldn't see him. No, it was 11 minutes. 11 minutes of tape. That's all. In fact, he needs to write a book about it and call it 11 minutes. That's what he needs to call it.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's definitely a good one. But it just looked like there was no love between Baker and Odell, and I don't believe that they actually have a hatred for each other. I actually believe that they probably good people. But I believe that the organization just made sure, hey, don't throw that ball that much to Odell, because Odell, if he gets this amount of catches with these amount of yards, he's going to be due this amount of money. And we don't want to pay him this amount of money. And I just believe that this happens to a lot of players. Like, they just don't want to give them that money. Then why would you put that in the contract if you don't want to give them that money? That's the only thing I'm trying to say. Like,
only way they could get the player.
That's why I believe that those NFL contracts should be fully guaranteed. That way we ain't got to worry about.
Well, shout out to OG. In the comments, he said, let's be clear, Cleveland didn't want him. And that is true. It is clear to me they didn't want him. Well, they wanted him when they got him, but after that, they didn't want him anymore.
Trade him.
Yeah, let him go. That's what I just didn't understand that whole fiasco.
You took a loss. As a GM, you cutting him, you took a loss. If you would have traded him for a pick, you could at least got a third round pick at the least. A third round pick.
At the very least.
For Odell Beckham. Get that third round pick and tell them, hey, you got to take on this contract. Dude, exactly what I would have said. I'd have sent his ass to Detroit in a minute.
GM Dennis Holmes.
In a minute. Listen, me and all the rest of the GMs, we would be in I don't know how to email nobody. I don't know that man. I'm gonna leave that alone. That's I don't know how to email nobody. I can't trust them like that. Do that.
No more emails.
No more emails. I don't want to email nobody at all. Again, let's just go back to love. Now, there was some comments that was mentioned on Facebook, and I definitely want to get into it because somebody said they were saying where. My fault. Let me make sure I read it the right way. First loves. What happened to them? How did you break up? And how are they doing now? That's what they were asking about your first love. What happened to them? Your first love. What happened with them? How did you break up? And how are they doing that? Now, my first love, we broke up because I was cheating. So that was all on me. Man, I don't know why you got that look on your face like that.
I wish I had some pearls so I could clutch them.
I don't know what you're clutching your pearls for. I put the H and the O and the E and ho. That was me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Dennis, no, not you.
Yeah, I just got older and learned to stop doing it because, you know what? See, when you're younger and you cheating, it's cool when you cheating, right? But when that shit come back, oh no, that ain't something you trying to deal with.
Okay.
When it comes back, and it's crazy because it did come back, and she ended up cheating, and I couldn't deal with shit.
Wait a minute. The same one that you cheated on, cheated back.
Cheated back.
But then you couldn't take it.
I couldn't take it.
Okay.
I really couldn't take it.
Well, tell us more about this situation, Dennis.
It was crazy because I actually, caught her cheating after I was cheating, and then at that time I'm upset to the highest level, but I really had to get a hold of myself and be like, there's no way you could be this mad and you started this. Like, you the one that initiated this cheating. So something that old school players have told me, that's something right there that you got to charge to the game. Because this is if you open that box, this is what's gonna happen. It's called karma. But it's
get that karma back.
It's just gonna hit you worse than it hit them.
Well, karma, when you do bad karma always comes back on you 10 times worse than what you gave.
They ain't never lied.
You always get it back tenfold.
Right, and they ain't never lied. So, and even after that, I was like, all right, I'm cool. You know what? We can work this out. It can happen. I tried it. Then she was cheating again. And I was like, all right, I'm out. I ain't doing this anymore. I'm out. I ain't taking this no more. But as far as how they're doing now, she's doing pretty good now, working a career. Last I talked to her, she was doing pretty good. On social media posts, she looked like she happy.
What's her occupation? What does she do for a living?
I don't know exactly. Title. I can just tell you that she works in the hospital. I don't know her exact title.
Oh, okay. So she's in the medical field. That's good enough. I'm just wondering what she does for a living. Yeah. Just wondering. Well, how did y'all meet? How did it even start when it was good? I like to end on a positive note on the story. So tell us the good part. How did y'all meet?
I think we met at a party.
House party? House party, club party?
No, it wasn't no house party.
Mm-hmm.
It was at a hall, but so you can say it's a club party. It was at a hall. We met at a party, met her there, got to know her. After that, we got into a relationship. Things was nice.
Relationship or situationship? No, I'm just
Well,
kidding.
it started off as we was just as Bobby Brown would say, we was just humping around.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I started off. But then after that, we got into a relationship. Was having a good time. I can honestly say throughout that time, before I started cheating, everything was good.
That's good.
It's just once I started cheating, it went all downhill.
Wow.
So like I said, I messed all that up. That was all.
Wow. Shout out to June. June's in the comments. What's up, June? Good morning. Welcome to the show. Let me see. Well, is it my turn? Do you want me to give mine?
Yeah, you should give yours.
Okay. So my first love, before the show, we were talking about what first love are they talking about in the question? And since the person who posed the question is not here, I can't ask what they meant, but I'm thinking, love is fluid. Depending upon your level of maturity, love might mean different things to you at different times in your life, right? So I told you if I'm going to talk about it, I would talk about my first puppy love, my first love when I was in high school, because love was always very, very real to me. And my first love and we broke up because he cheated. I never cheated. I have never cheated on anybody I've ever been with in my life. I'm just not the cheating type, because my rule is this. I have always been very, very sure about what I want and what I don't want. And when you're doing so much that I don't want, that it would cause me to even think about the possibility of looking at another man, then I just break up with you. I'm not gonna cheat on you. I always felt like, I don't know if I was just born an old woman or what. I don't know, but I just never felt the need to sneak around or go behind or do. I've always been a one-man woman. You've heard me say that before. Right. I've just always been the type of person, I only want one man at a time. Now, I've had a lot of boyfriends. I've had a lot of boyfriends, but I'm only with them when I'm with them. And then if it doesn't work, I am quick to recognize when it's not working. And I'm quick to say, nope, this is not working. We got to break up. We can still be friends because I'm always friends with my boyfriends.
Time out. Is that how you broke up with him?
How?
What you just said?
What you mean?
What you just said? Oh.
No, I'm gonna get to that. No, it wasn't that neat and clean because he cheated. So let me just put it this way. Long story short, we met because he felt on my ass in school at my locker. He palmed my ass while he was walking by. And I was so mad because I didn't even know who he was. I was so mad that I went up behind him and beat his ass in the hallway. Okay? That's the only time I ever got in trouble in school because the principal came and had to pull me off of him. That's a long story. So anyway, that's how I even met him. That's how we met. But then after, I guess, all the time he was trying to apologize to me, I started recognizing what a great guy he is. He was just easily influenced by his dumb ass friends, right? And they dared him to do it. Yes, I know, ladies, I know. Do you really want to deal with a guy who would be that influenced by his friends to disrespect a woman? No. But this was 6th grade. So, I mean, how much do you really know back then? So it ended up, I just realized what a nice guy he was and how much we had in common. And next thing you know, he asked me to be his girlfriend and I'm his girlfriend, right? So then we went together all the way through high school. All the way through high school. This brother waits until our senior year to decide, because we didn't go to the same high school. We went to the same middle school. Then I went to a different high school. And he decides to wait till our senior year to cheat. And what he didn't know was one of my friends saw him cheat, and she came and told me. And this is a young lady who I know wouldn't make this mess up. She wouldn't just make it up. And so that's how it ended. It ended because I'm not putting up with no cheating. That's one of the things my big sister taught me from very little. You don't put up with nobody cheating on you. She taught me that early. And I was like, okay. And so from there on out, that's just how I've always been.
Shout out to Big Sister.
Yeah, big sister kept me in line. You don't put up no cheating. You're not sharing a man with nobody. You don't need to. You the chocolate. No, but anyway, she didn't tell me that, back then. But yeah, you don't put up with it. So I found out, I confronted him. I went and told his parents, because his parents, we were very close. They cussed him out, told him off. It was a really big blow up. So it wasn't nice and neat. This isn't right. This isn't working out. Let's just end it and stay for it. No, it didn't go that way. No. After 5 years, you decide to wait till now. You're going to cheat. And with some ugly bitch too. Well, that's another story.
First of all, ugly girls, never mind. I'm gonna leave it alone. Leave it alone. Because I'm not the most beautiful girl in the world, never professed to be, but I'm at least decent. Decent looking. I'll take decent. But anyway, that's how that went down. So what is he doing now? Well, his first marriage ended because the woman didn't appreciate how hard he was working to take care of her and build a future, that she did not appreciate the fact that he was working 2 jobs and in school. So she didn't appreciate him spending all that time to better himself so they can buy a home and make a future and have children and do all that. She didn't appreciate that. So he got a divorce. He's remarried. I know he has 1 child. I'm not sure if he has more than one, but he seems to be happy. I know he's been very successful in his career. He's always been a smart person and a likable person, very popular. He was like a 3 or 4. He was a 4-sport, but 3-letter athlete. And he was also very smart, graduated from the same university my sister went to. You didn't get in that university making bad grades, So what you doing? What you doing? What you confused about? I'm trying to figure out the 4 sports that got 3 letters in.
No, he lettered in 3 out of the 4 sports, but he played in 4 sports. You understand what I'm saying? He had a Letterman jacket. You get the letter.
Never mind.
When you get a letter on your jacket.
Over here, you had to see me over here, just like NBA, NFL. Does this brother play hockey?
No. Football.
It's early. Leave me alone, y'all. It's early.
He did football, basketball, baseball, and ran track.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's that.
That's good. That's good to hear.
And he was one of the captains and all that. And I remember wearing his Letterman jacket and sitting over there and all the girls looking, all that mess. Yeah, I remember all that high school mess. My sister said, really, Dennis?
Yeah, I see. That's early. Sorry. It's all right. I understand. I ain't have a jacket in high school. That's what it was.
Elise Jeffers in the comments. Good morning, Elise. She said, throwing a spin on it, my first love was acting and performing. And then she said, it's all I cared about when I was younger. It's good to know what you wanted to do and be driven like that, though, Elise. That's wonderful, because I love so many different types of things. It was hard for me to even pick a major when I went to college. And then I changed it twice. So, it's difficult when you love to do and you're good at doing, several things. I've always been this way. It's hard for me to narrow it down to this specific thing and say, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I admire you for that.
They do still have the Letterman jackets though. My first love was football. And the crazy thing is, my first love was football before I even knew the rules and regulations of football. That was what was weird. Like before I even watched the NFL game, my first love was football. That was the weird thing about it to me. Because we play football. We play like rough house, throw up, 1, 2, 3 hold, stuff like that. Stuff that ain't even got no rules to it or nothing. Just somebody just want to hit somebody. That's all it is.
But it's funny. It's funny. So you said, how are they doing now? Are you still friends with your first love? I'm still friends with mine. I mean, it's not like we're not friends, like we talk every day or anything, but we're friends on Facebook. If I ever go home, I'm sure we would, try to meet up or see each other or something, but we're not like close friends.
I ain't meeting up to see nobody. If I seen them in the street, I think we'll have a conversation. Yeah, we'll have a conversation. It'll be cordial. It ain't, it ain't nothing like that.
Oh yeah, I would meet up with them, but it would probably be a group of us because we're all still very close. Our graduating class, we're all still very close. We have a Facebook group and all of that. And even though, like I said, I went to a different high school, it was a private high school from our district, they include us private school graduates in with our Jefferson class and with our class. And so we all are still in the same group with your graduation class. And so, yeah, I think I would end up seeing him because I know a group of us would get together and stuff. And I'm sure he would come because he's very active still.
Okay. Now, we usually don't do memes. I'm kind of a guy that don't want to do memes because I know for sure that, everybody does the same memes. So I ain't got tired of doing it. But this one particularly, it's a little bit different, Now, it asks the question on there. It lets you know, pick the best love story. Out of these 4 movies, The Love Jones, Jason Lyric, Love and Basketball, or Brown Sugar. Now, I know there's some Brown Sugar fans in the audience. I know that.
I don't know if my sister be able to answer this because I don't know if she's seen all 4 of these. Every time I turn around, I've never seen that. It took her forever. I think baby boy might have been 10 years old before she saw that. So I don't know if she can answer this question.
Let me find out.
You can comment, Sheila.
Yeah, Sister Sheila, have you seen The Notebook before you seen any of these black movies?
She's seen The Notebook now.
I know she's probably seen what's the other one? What's that other one they got a book about? That sleazy sex story book that they got out.
50 Shades of Grey.
Right, there you go.
I don't know if she's seen that or not. I know I haven't, and I never read the book either. So
no, I haven't either. Shout out to Sister Sheila. She said, "Why you put my business on there?"
I'm not. That's not your business. That's just. I mean, this is all in fun, girl. Chill. Have you seen all 4 of these movies or not? I bet you. Have you seen all 4 of these movies or not? Forget the Shades of Grey. I don't know. Who cares about Shades of Grey? Have you seen all 4 of these movies? I didn't want your answer. I want you to tell me, have you seen all 4 of them? Jay Jones said, this is tough, but I'll take Love and Basketball.
I'm rolling with Love and Basketball too. That one.
Hey, Jeff, Elise says she's only seen 2. Which 2 have you seen, Elise? Let us know.
I'm snatching your black card.
Stop it. Stop.
Stop.
Leave that young lady alone.
No, me and her the same age. I'm snatching your black card. No,
Leave that young lady
no, she
alone.
don't get no passes. No,
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 I'm giving
no,
her a
no.
pass.
Giving her
For the
no pass.
record, Elise, I gave you the pass. He didn't, not me. Well, which one? Which one would you pick?
I'm
You
picking
pick love
love. I'm picking
basketball?
love basketball,
Why?
and I'm
You
not
know
even a
me, I'm a
basketball
why.
fan.
I want to know why you feel the way you
To me, loving basketball is the best love story I've ever seen.
ever.
Yeah, that's the best love story I've
How
ever
many
seen.
love stories have you seen?
Well, I've seen all
6,
four. I've seen all four of those, and
right?
I've seen a couple others. But loving basketball is the best love story I've ever seen.
Better than Hustle and Flow.
Yeah, that's what. Ain't no
Better than
love.
Baby Boy.
Ain't no loving baby boy. He slapped that girl. Yeah,
Hey, that girl.
he slapped. He slapped that girl.
Okay, that was a bad judgment call, but at the end, they sit in the park and she got the belly and he there with her. Come on now.
I'm going with loving basketball.
But why? Why do you think it's the greatest love story ever?
Because as kids, they had crushes on each other, right? And she grew up, played basketball. Her whole thing was she was going to be better than him. And I mean, and honestly, she was. I'm not even gonna lie, she was. But basketball was her thing. She loved basketball. Magic Johnson was her man. You know what I mean? He loved basketball. Right. He wanted to be better than his dad. That was his thing. He wanted to be the best McCall in the family. But at the end, he was going around being a popular guy, chasing all the girls. She was the popular girl, but she couldn't get that same love he was getting. It was always, they go to the same school, they was on the same things. And then they end up, it came to a point where one day he really needed her because his dad ended up cheating on his mom and he couldn't believe it. Right. And this was the first time she was actually going to start in a basketball game to get her shine. Now she either could choose to break her curfew, to be with her man and soothe him through that time, or she go on and pursue her basketball. And she chose basketball. Mm-hmm. And that's when he started tripping, and that's when they broke up. Mm-hmm. And she ain't been right since. She went overseas, tried to get better. She ended up being the best thing overseas, but still ain't work out. She ain't want.
It was too hard to be over there without anybody that she knew.
Right. She was still in love with him.
Still in love with him.
And he was still in love with her no matter what girl he chased.
He was getting married. Remember when she came back? He was in the hospital.
To the stewardess.
Yeah.
And that was, again, shout out to Spike Lee. Spike Lee picked all the best girls for him to have. Shout out to Spike. He had all the best girls on there.
Banks. Yep.
I'm like, how did he get all these women in? Well, he was
okay. So we have Jason's Lyric, Love and Basketball, Love Jones, and Brown Sugar. Those are the 4, right?
Right. Love Jones my sister got some good moments in there.
My sister picked Brown Sugar. Elise picked Love and Basketball for the win. And let me see. Anybody else put their answer in there? Put your answer in the comments if you're watching. Let me know. Let us know which one you picking. Let me tell you something about Jason's Lyric. I like Jason's Lyric, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't even remember the story now. It's been so long since I've seen it. I haven't watched it. I've only seen it maybe 3 times.
I've seen it a lot.
I didn't see that one. That's not a movie that I just was dying to watch over and over and over and over and over and over. And I know the script. I know the script with Brown Sugar and Love and Basketball. I know what they're about to say before they say it. Right? Yeah. But Jason's Lyric and Love Jones, I don't. Love Jones was kind of I liked it, but I didn't like it. It's okay. It's all right. But I'm torn between Brown Sugar and Love and Basketball. But let me show you how much love I have for Love and Basketball. Where's my thing at? Hold up a second. Right back. Talk to the people until I get back, Dennis.
I'm not. First of all, Lisa, I'm not kicking rocks. There's no way that you didn't see all 4 of these movies. I'm not kicking rocks. Right, I'm not kicking rocks. Let's get that out the way. There's no way you ain't see all 4 of these movies. I'm taking your black card. This is what it is. It is what it is. Jason's lyric. Jason's lyric had the Forrest Whitaker was in that movie because what you call him killed Forrest Whitaker.
Never mind.
He killed Forrest Whitaker and with no socks. Wait a minute. Yeah, he ended up killing Forrest Whitaker, but he wanted to run away from the life he was living.
Mm.
That's what he wanted to do.
The OG said The Photograph was the best. Sorry, those 4 he didn't like.
Okay.
The Photograph? Oh, I haven't seen The Photograph yet. I forgot that movie was out. I haven't seen that yet. But what I was going to get you, I was going to get a painting. I did a painting. You know, the poster. Put the graphic back up again one more time, Dennis.
Okay,
real
all
quick.
right, give me a second. Back to feeling.
He said with no socks. Okay.
Kick rocks with no socks.
With no socks. Okay. So you see on the Love and Basketball, the iconic poster pose with them holding the ball and kissing each other.
Right.
I actually did a painting of that. I was going to show it to you, but I don't even know where I put it. It's somewhere in this house somewhere, but I don't know where it is. But anyway, that's how much I love this movie. I love that movie. I mean, I really love it, but I love Brown Sugar too. And I can't pick between the 2. I don't know which one I love better. Because at the end, when he's talking to her about hip hop, and she's talking about hip hop, and they're talking on the radio.
Yeah, and he catches the cab and he chases her. He's like, no, why you really fall in love with hip hop?
Right.
But
and
they
then
ain't
that's
talking about hip hop.
The first time you see it, it's when you really understand what all of that was about.
And he called his wife cheap.
You understand all along when they were both talking about hip hop, they were really talking about the other person. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, whoa, I like that story. I really like it. I don't know. It's just, and then, I love him anyway. That chocolate man, I swear to God. Ooh. Mm. So
Stella got a groove back. Yeah.
You see, I didn't like the way he looked in that movie. It seemed like he got cuter after that movie for me. But yeah, I love Brown Sugar. I just like, and plus I don't know. I like her whenever she plays anyway.
Sanaa Lathan?
Yep.
I used to have a big crush on Sanaa Lathan.
I thought you like Nia Long better.
No, I wasn't a Nia Long guy.
Oh, I thought that's the one. Maybe I got you confused with somebody else.
I'm not a Nia Long guy. I think she's very beautiful, but it ain't like if Nia Long was in the room with Candace Parker, I would. Well, no, with Candace Parker. No. So
seriously, for you, no love story can match that love story. None.
Oh man, I mean, I'm not. It's not the story. It's more so the movie. It's not the story. It's the movie. It's the movie.
Okay.
Because if it was a book, it wouldn't be that interesting to me. But it's the movie, and the moment, and the music. Can't forget the goddamn music, child.
Which one had before we go on to which one had the best soundtrack to you, what's your favorite part
of the movie?
In Love and Basketball? What's your favorite part? Not the line necessarily, but your favorite part, your favorite scene in the movie. or like pivotal scene?
When she get the letter from what's the girl name? God dang. What's the Wayne Wade wife name? Gabrielle.
Oh, Gabrielle.
When she get the letter from Gabrielle Union and she read it in the car, and he'd
Yeah.
be like, why she got to be a hoe? Like she's a hoe because she's sending her coochie through the mail.
Forgot about that scene.
That was funny to me. I was cracking.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. I don't know. I think my favorite part is when she decides to get up in the middle of the night and tell him to come outside and she's gonna play him for his heart. Yeah. That just that's me. That's something I would do. As silly and stupid as that was, I would do that. So that seemed very realistic to me.
Yeah, it was crazy because this family, his mom and dad would argue all the time. And she would go right over there and sleep in her room.
But at the end, at the end though, when she decided I'll play you. When she looked at him and said, I'll play you. That was it. That got me right here. Yeah.
And the song that they played on that joint, man, that was good.
Well, that song to me, between the four of these, I would have to say it's a toss-up between Brown Sugar and Love and Basketball, because Brown Sugar's soundtrack was dope. It was dope now. Remember, Mos Def was in that movie, so some of his music is in there.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say nothing to you, but I don't think that soundtrack even touches Love and Basketball. Love and Basketball was dope.
I didn't say it was better. I just said it was dope. But Love and Basketball, I admit, yeah, that last song by Michelle Cello, whose last name I still have problems saying, "Fool of Me, You Made a Fool of Me." Right. I still can't listen to that song to this day without shedding a tear. Can't. I'm so glad they don't play it that much. Yeah. Can't listen to it.
And that Maxwell song blew up after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think the movie made me more of a Maxwell fan, because I wasn't really a fan of his before the movie. But anyway,
you might be right about that, because I didn't like that whatever, whenever, whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. See, you would learn about me. I'm not too much into light voiced men. I like a bassier sounding, a fuller, richer tone in a man's voice, right? So like El DeBarge, that doesn't attract me. But that's another reason why I wasn't big on Prince, because his voice used to turn me off a little bit.
I got it was just, so you were just too light. So you were a David Ruffin fan. You wasn't an Eddie Kendricks fan.
I would say that that's fair. That I like David Ruffin's music and voice better. Both of them were jerks, but I did like David Ruffin's voice better.
I never heard no stories about Eddie Kendricks. Like even in the movie, they didn't really
he wasn't a nice guy.
They didn't really give him a role to tell like exactly how good or bad he was.
Yeah,
it was just, he was all right.
Oh, best soundtrack. I guess we're gonna agree on Love and Basketball, then, huh?
Yeah, Love and Basketball was a great movie. I could watch that anytime. I could watch that in Spanish.
Okay, in Spanish, Espanol. Okay. All right. So listen, which one would you want to star in as a main character? Which character would you want to be? Out of all four of these movies, pick a character, and which one would you want to be?
That's a little different.
Gotcha.
Because I think the crazy thing is, me as a character, I probably would lean more towards Jason Leary.
Why?
Yeah, because I got the brother that thinks he's a thug too, and do dumb shit all the time. I got that brother, so I would kind of, in and out of jail.
Shout out to Dennis' brother, wherever he is.
Right.
Shout out to
I'm as they would always say, I'm the good son. He was the bad son. That's what they
you. Oh
always say.
Lord.
Yeah. That's what they used to always say. So the easier role that I would lean into would be Jason's lyric.
But which character would you play?
I'll be Jason.
You'd be Jason.
I'll be Jason. I'll be
I
the
told
one
you
that
I don't remember. I told you I don't remember that movie too much. I just really don't.
I'll be the one that killed what's his name? Forrest Whitaker.
I forgot he was even in the movie.
Yeah, well, Forrest Whitaker was their stepdad, and he used to beat on their mom.
Mm-hmm. I'm vaguely remembering, but for me, out of all these, I think I would love to be what's her name's character in Brown Sugar. What was her name in the movie? I don't even remember what her name. Sanaa Lathan's character. I don't remember what her name was, but I think I'd be her in Brown Sugar.
Yeah, that'd be good because
she was
you could go help him in his marriage, and when he gonna go find out that she cheating, that this wife was cheating on him. Yeah, that was funny though. He got to the table and said, "Oh, we need some champagne because we celebrating my divorce."
Yeah, but I've actually been in a similar situation with that before. Similar. And I did end up getting the guy, but we didn't last that long. What'd you say? Did you say something?
No, I said okay. That ain't bad.
So I'd probably be her. That's what I cannot remember her name in the movie. I tell you, I just can't remember. Joe, was it Joe?
So what was your most memorable line in Brown Sugar?
Hmm. Hmm. The most memorable line in Brown Sugar.
Yeah,
I told you my most memorable line in Love and Basketball. Right. I didn't have one ready for Brown Sugar, but Brown Sugar, it probably have to say, every time I think of Brown Sugar, I always think of the line when he says, "When did you first fall in love with hip hop?" And I hear that playing over in my head whenever I think of the movie.
Okay.
That's it. That's it.
Now, a little earlier, when you were telling your story about your first love and how you caught them cheating was through your girlfriend that also went to the school and she saw them. Mm-hmm. Which a lot of people would say, why are you listening to your girlfriend? Your girlfriend messing up our relationship. That's probably some of the stuff he said back then, trying to save his ass. Now, that's on a note of considering, relationship interference. Would you say yes or no to that?
Well, see, okay. Relationship interference is when you allow outside things, situations, or people to negatively influence or impact your romantic relationship. But if I have a person who saw with her own eyes, somebody that I know, we weren't even the best of friends. All right. It's not like she's been in my ear trying to get me away from him. And all of a sudden she just drops this bomb. She says, look, she showed me the proof. She showed me the program and his name was in the program with this chick, not me. So she showed me the proof and she was wondering why I wasn't there with him. That's the whole reason, the whole thing. She was like, I don't understand. She said, this is why I wanted to ask you because I know you his girlfriend. Why was he there with her? And she showed me the program. So I wouldn't call that relationship interference. Interference to me is it's like it's just like when you're talking sports about, let's say, a team you love the Philadelphia Eagles. And let's say the Eagles right now were 9-1, or were 7-2. Let's just say y'all were 7-2. And you talking about how you guys changed and the good things that you've done. And then here come old Ron Thomas coming in with some negative hateration Eagle stuff. That's what this means. That's what this is about. It's like when you're praising your girlfriend, when you're not around her, and you're praising her to your fellas, and the fellas come back with, well, I saw her, and they ain't seen nothing. They just saying this. Well, how you know? Do you think that she might be? Well, I don't know. You said she don't cook. I know. I wouldn't want a woman that don't cook like that. My woman said, you see what I'm saying? That's a difference. It's a subtle difference, but it's a difference.
I remember when I was engaged, and I was just talking to married men. I have conversations with them, and they always had a different story or something different that they said that was just weird. Like one guy was like, "Are you getting married?"
Raven did this. Ron Thomas just spoke up. What up, everyone? Just because I said that. That is hilarious, but go ahead.
Yeah, so they all had something different and weird that they said. And I never forget this one guy, like he came to me, he was like, yeah, you getting married now? I was like, yeah, I'm getting married. He was like, man, that's good, man. He said, but you gotta watch your wife though, man. I said, what? He was like, yeah, you gotta watch your wife, man. You never know what be going on, man. Your wife would be doing regular things with you, giving you regular sex, doing regular things. But then she go out with a young boy and snort coke in the hotel room and, let them fuck brains out. I said, what? I'm like,
and this is what he telling you right before you about to get married.
As he's in the club cheating
on his wife. On his wife.
On his wife.
That's why he's an authority, because he's doing it himself.
Right. As he's in the club cheating on his wife, I said, what? I said, let me ask somebody else. This dude right here, he just thrown off. So you just gotta watch.
But what if you had listened to that? What if you had listened to that, and the first time your wife went to the club, you were, where you going? Where you going?
And I'm
no. Not that she actually did it, but the fact that she innocently went out and came back, and then you said, "Where you been?" No, I don't want you going out no more, because you listening to that guy. That's interference. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
That's what the definition of this is: relationship interference. You allowing something that some offhand comment that this fool made about marriage and your wife influence your actions with her for no reason. You just allowing it. That's a problem. I have seen relationship interference break up many relationships.
I've seen that. Now I've seen relationship interference break up a relationship, and the girl that interfered to break up the relationship end up taking the man because she won.
That's right. And that's exactly where I'm going with this. Because you have to be careful. This is a reason why when you're in a relationship, and I'm strictly speaking about romantic relationships, you really need to dig in deep with the person and make sure that you're communicating with that person first. You see what I'm saying? If there's a situation, you need to talk about. This is why communication is so key.
But it needs to not just be communication. It needs to be communication with uncomfortable conversations.
Exactly. For example, you run and tell your friends about something that happened with your girlfriend. Your girlfriend did something you didn't like. So you sitting around talking to the fellas, you like, man, let me tell you what my wife did. And you talk about what she did and it pissed you off and blah, blah, blah. And you give them, they give you all this advice saying stuff like that one guy said Well, man, you got to watch that. Next time she come home and say this, you put the hammer down and you tell her this is how it's gonna be, and you tell her like that. And she don't want to listen, she'll go get you somebody else. That's what you do. That type of thing. And that type of conversations goes on. And the number of people who actually listen to these outside influencers, rather than going home to the spouse or girlfriend or whatever she is and say, look, babe, we need to sit down and talk. Something you did really bothered me. And I just, I think we need to talk about it because I don't really want to walk around feeling this way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I mean, it's just an uncomfortable conversation that y'all could just have. I don't understand if you really want to be with that person, why can't you have those conversations? That I've seen people that be in relationship like, oh, I can't talk to my significant other about this. I gotta talk to somebody else. If you can't talk to them about it, what the fuck you with them for?
Why are you with them? That's right. That's right.
That's exactly how I'm like, what are you with them for? Like, after all that, you could be with somebody else. You gotta see.
Okay, so OG said married men cannot hang with a single man, bad ways. And then my sister said, yes, married people hanging with single people need to guard their tongues. Be careful about what is shared. I agree with Sheila, but I don't agree, OG. I don't think that married man just cannot hang with all single men. I don't think that that's true. It depends on who the single man is.
Yeah.
Now, a single badass man, player from the Himalayas, lion ass man, right? He doesn't need to hang with that single man.
That ain't that. You
but
need
all
to hang
single
with people.
Men are not like that.
You gotta hang with people that respect your marriage.
Exactly.
Like they know,
there's other married men that don't respect your marriage.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like you could go to the strip club, but as soon as they see you getting a little too saucy and may do something, all right, I'm gonna call you Uber so you go home.
Right.
You ain't messing with you and Linda guy going on. You ain't gonna mess that up. Not for these cheap little hoes here. I'm gonna call you Uber so you go home. That's what I'm gonna do for you. Call you Uber, you go home. You ain't about to mess up Linda because I like coming to y'all house when y'all be having y'all cookouts. You ain't about to, and then you ain't about to get me cussed out. So I'm gonna call you so you go home.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said it all depends on is the respect of the relationship. People have to respect your relationship, and that's who you're supposed to be hanging out with.
Exactly. That's how I feel. Like OG said, you're not a man, Sharon. I know I'm not a man, honey. I don't need a reminder. I know I'm not a man. And I mean, I could stand up and show y'all I'm not a man too.
Wait a minute. This ain't
I'm not going to do all that.
This ain't that
what
show.
What I'm saying is.
Say that for the Buck Flair show. This ain't that.
No pudding on Wednesdays. No. But listen.
I'm about to put.
Yeah, I ain't forget. I will never. That was so embarrassing. But anyway, I am not. So you're not aware what real men talking about? I don't have to be.
I know what he's saying. He's talking about that. I know what you mean.
Because
at the same time, OG, they still gotta respect. They still gotta respect your relationship. Right. If they don't respect your relationship, then they'll put you in those type of. They'll let you be in those type of situations that'll mess up your marriage or.
But see, that's what I'm saying. This is what I know. I don't have to know what real men talking about. I don't have to know what y'all talking about. And be quite honest with you, I don't want to know because I'm not a man, and I really don't want to relate in that level. I don't want to know. But what I do know is that as men and as women, when we are hanging, as a single woman, I'm single. Most of my friends are married, male and female. Most of them. Like 90%. So what I'm saying is when I am with my married female friends, I would never do anything or suggest to do anything or put her in any situation where there could be any hint of infidelity going on, nor would I encourage it. And friends of mine who are married, who decide that they are going to cheat on their spouse, they all know. Do not tell me about it. Don't let me know. Don't let me see it. I don't want to know anything about it. because I'm not keeping that. Don't. I'm not. I respect marriage too much. So if you're going to do it, don't use me as your escape, saying I'm going over Sharon's when you really creeping over to the side Jones house. No, don't do that. Don't use me, because I'll tell it. Because they asked me, did they come over? I'm be like, nope. I'm like Bernie Mac with that. You a new fool, not me. No, he wasn't over here. You know what I'm saying? So some single men do respect marriage. OG, that's not true. It's just
I can honestly say,
and let's just say vice versa. Single women, there are a lot of single women who don't respect marriage. Well, there's a whole lot of single women who do, and I'm one of them. And I'm telling you, I'm not gonna do it.
I can honestly say that like Rashawn, when I was married, Rashawn was one of them. If the situation he felt as though escalated too much, he'll be the first one to tell me, "Hey, dog, you're married. You need to back away from her. She look like she's gonna eat some ass." That's exactly what he would say. She like she about to give you some ass. You might want to back away from her. Or he'll
Well,
come
see,
by and be like,
that's a real single man that respects marriage.
"Yeah,
I mean, I have some male friends, when they were single, they were dogs. They cheated, they did all kind of stuff. As soon as they got married, all that cut, different person. No, I did all that. I did all that to prepare me for this relationship. But they respect marriage. See what I'm saying? And take it seriously. See what I'm saying? So anyway.
well, with the interference has come up in my life, to be honest with you, a couple times. Like and the crazy thing is, you know, this in this internet world, everybody believes, you know, $40 to get you some ass. You know, that's what they believe. $40 to get you some ass. So
$40.
I would literally pay the bills and do all that stuff, but you know, from my paycheck to the bills of pay and everything, I would have a couple dollars left over, and it'd be around like $60-$70, to where as though I done fucked up in this and went gambling, sports gambling and shit. So it was to a point where she hit me up and was like, "So what you doing with the money?" I said, "What you mean what I'm doing with the money, bro? Same shit I always do. I'm at the same place every Saturday. What you mean?" So she was like, "Well, I thought you was out there just fucking around with hoes." What hoes? I got time for these. What hoes? Fuck. Got time for these damn hoes? What? That's just what I was thinking, because I was talking to. Oh hell no! I'm out. I don't give a fuck who he was talking to.
Wow.
And they had similar thoughts. They was just saying, "Oh, he must be using that money to be tricking." Nobody paying for no damn sex.
Dennis, that's all I can do is shake my head. SMH. That's all I can do.
That was
Because like I said from the very beginning of this show, and when we were talking earlier, I don't even understand the tricking and cheating thing anyway. I just don't understand it. I just never felt any need to do it. Because if you think about it, if you just think about get down to, as my mom used to call it, if you get down to the brass tacks of it, down to the brass tacks of it all, it's stupid to cheat. It absolutely makes no sense to cheat. It makes no sense.
I understand that.
No, If you want multiple partners, don't get in a relationship. Period. That's it. It makes no sense to cheat. It complicates your life even more. Read Sheila's I'll read it. Sheila Mullen, my sister, put in here, we know that because they are married doesn't mean they are suddenly blind. It's the conversation and action that a married man needs to control. Yes, she's fine, but she's not mine, and nothing will come between me and mine.
Right. That's the whole thing. Like, it's right. Cool. It's cool. Like, when I was married, that was the thing I was thinking about. oh yeah, I bet she do want to have sex with me. But then what? Then what? She end up pregnant? Where I'm at? Back in child support court? Fuck that. Man, keep what I got at the house.
Yeah, and then plus you hurting your spouse.
Right.
For
I ain't
what?
about to do that.
That's like selling your soul to the devil. Is it really worth that? OG said that's married men, $40 hooker.
I ain't gonna sit there and say I didn't think about the devil and none of that. I'm not gonna lie to you. What I thought
Well,
about
I'm thinking about it.
I was thinking about extra bills, and I'm like, I ain't paying no more extra bills. You forget that.
Well, plus you hurt your spouse, Dennis. That's first and foremost.
That was the first thing. That was first thing. But the second one was I ain't paying no more bill.
I mean, can you imagine when you love your spouse? Can you imagine the hurt on their face when they found out that you cheated on them?
Exactly.
See, I would never want a man to look at me with that type of disgust on his face. Because see, men, let's get real right now. Y'all can't y'all know we've already talked about this. Y'all can't handle it when a woman cheats.
No, you wanna know why?
But y'all sure expect us to handle it and forgive y'all when y'all do. But y'all can't handle it when the woman cheats.
You wanna know why? Because we always assume y'all did the most nastiest thing to that other guy. We always assume that.
Well, to me, that's a psychological.
And it probably never even went down like that. But we always got the nasty porno thought in our mind. And all this stuff happened. She'll never do that.
Yeah, you know why why you think that way? Because your side John did that for you.
Exactly.
Your side Jones did the nasty shit. And if you got a chick that's cheating on you, you think she's doing the same thing that your side Joan did.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yes, Elise. Elise says, say it again, Sharon. They really can't take it. No, they can't. Y'all cannot take it.
We can't take it. All right? I'm not gonna say
y'all can't take it. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all, y'all might be physically stronger, as in y'all can lift a boulder and we can't. But intestinal fortitude, y'all don't have it. That's a woman, honey. There's no being on earth with stronger intestinal fortitude than a woman.
Because I don't know I don't know how women do it. That they accepted their man cheated on them, had a baby with somebody else, and actually raised the other baby with love. I applaud those women. I applaud them. I couldn't do it. This is just me right here. And no offense to the baby, but you and your little raggedy ass side baby got to go. That's just my thoughts on it. That's just
your raggedy ass side baby.
You and your raggedy ass side baby got to go. And then, like I said, the baby ain't got nothing to do with it. But the moment, both of y'all got to go.
So Sheila Mullen said, and think about how you would feel if she cheats on you. Two can play that game. You have broken trust, and trust is required for a real relationship. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. No double standards.
That's right.
But that's how they live. Men are full of double standards. Full. Just think about the chauvinist. Think about a chauvinist man, a young chauvinist man looking for a wife. He's looking for a woman that's going to do all the chauvinistic things and carry out his chauvinistic dreams. But then let a man try to put his mama, a man that's not his dad, let her try to, get in a relationship with the dude, and the dude trying to treat her like a chauvinist. He'd have a problem with that man, but he's out here living that life himself. Men do that. Men disrespect women all the time. I'm in all these sports groups with you. You hear and see these men disrespecting me all the time, Dennis. But let you do that to their sister or their mom, they will be ready to come through the screen on your face. But they'll do it to me.
But see, they'll type it, but they won't say it to you on the show.
Oh, of course. Well, my
thing is, and let me put this out there. I don't give a damn about them keyboard heroes or them keyboard thugs. I really don't give a damn about that. Like a lot of people, there was a lot of people that were saying stuff like, you don't see what they're saying in the comments? They tune in every week. Let them keep typing. Let them keep typing.
So
Obviously,
they won't come on the show and say that nonsense.
They won't come on the show and say. I always said that. I said, if you don't like what you feel for what they saying, bring them on the show. They're not the same person on the show that they are in the comments. The keyboard thugs are keyboard thugs.
You're right.
Because they know they can just say it, type it, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing back to them.
Yep.
But there's some people that read it and can't handle it. And if you can't handle it, I just say don't read it.
Well, I can read it and handle it, but I sure get them told about me. You're not going to disrespect me up in this piece. But men are very hypocritical.
We
very
are
hypocritical.
We are. I'm just going to talk about me. I'm not talking about all men. Me personally, after the situation with me cheating like that and the pain that came back, I had stop cheating. Cool, not going to cheat. That's what it is. But I ain't jumping.
That's what I was going to ask you. What did you learn from that situation?
I learned to stop cheating, but I ain't jumping in no. Now I'm not jumping in no relationships quickly. Now it's gonna be we're gonna take our time. We got time. We got time. That's what we gonna. You never have to be in a rush. No, I ain't rushing for nothing. You either? I'm just gonna stay the way that I am, chill, and that's it. If I just wanted to have multiple boos, I just have multiple boos. If I wanted to have just one, then I just have just one.
Well, answer this question. Let's say, where did my question go? Okay, I have a question for you, Dennis.
I'm ready.
Let's say you're about to get married, right? Yeah. You're about to. You're not married yet. And you find out that early in your relationship, she confesses that she cheated on you. Y'all been dating. Y'all been together 3 years and you're about to get married.
When did she confess? Like last night?
And before y'all get married, she decided to confess that 2 years prior, like in y'all first year of relationship, she messed around on you. She had a one night stand one time. And she felt so bad, she didn't do it again. But y'all about to get married in about 3 more months. And y'all been together 3 years. This is what I'm saying. Y'all been together 3 years. In year 1, she cheated on you, but she's not telling you until now. 3 months before your wedding. Would you go through with it? What would you do? Would you want to talk to her about it? Would you just quickly, abruptly call the wedding? Oh, it's over. Would you do that? What would you do? How would you handle it?
That's a good question. It all depends, man. I think I got to hear the whole cheating story. I think that's what it is. You know, what made her cheat? Was it something I did, or did she just want to cheat? But I'm not gonna lie to you. 90% of the time, I'm out. I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. Life is gonna be good with me by myself. I love me some me. I'm out. Right.
Come on, Dennis. You wouldn't even talk to her about it, just out.
I'm just gonna be sitting there thinking, she's cheating again. No, I'm out. I'm out.
Really?
Yeah. God bless, good night. It was all good.
Wow. Okay. I just asked. I mean, that's not a personal, that's never happened with me or anything. I'm just asking.
No, that was a good question, though. That was a good question. But I'm just letting you know.
Is there ever a situation where you could find yourself forgiving somebody for cheating or something like that?
That's one of my first rules. Like I said, you could give somebody a blueprint, but they still can mess it up. It's one of my first rules when they be saying what's the number one thing you can't come back from? Cheating. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you that from the beginning. Now it's all on how you take it and what you're gonna do, but it's cheating. I believe there's a lot of other things that I could come back from that we can fix. You know.
Hold up. It's a Sheila Mullen alert. Hold up.
I'm ready.
In response to my question, Sheila said I would discuss, and based on his response, I would go through with it. I appreciate the honesty and willingness to admit and discuss a bad decision.
That's nice.
I'm stunned.
Oh, you mean
I'm
you stunned?
stunned.
I'm looking for this thing. I'm looking for another thing like she's stunned.
This is how she feels. I'm stunned.
She might be getting to a point where she like, you know what? You got to look at things on both sides of the fence.
Okay, but I'm the most both sides of the fence, open-minded person you want to meet. I draw the line. I'm like you with this cheating thing because I so believe it's a decision. I just can't.
Right.
No, I can't. I'm with you, Barbara. Barbara Brooks said I can't. I can't do it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like that. But at the end of the day, you know, I again, like I said, I tried to make you happy, tried to make you smile, but it's all good. I'm not gonna deal with the cheating because, like I said, any little thing that come up now, that's the first thing you're gonna think about. Oh yeah, she that was the way she cheated last time. She left on a Thursday, then she came back on a Tuesday. Yeah. Sound about right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What's the 70-40 rule, Ron Thomas? I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either because they ain't even 100.
I know. What's 70-40? What the hell is that? What's that, Ron? You got some explaining to do, Ron Thomas, because don't nobody know what that is.
Yeah, repeated offender. Exactly. That's exactly what I thought. Repeated offender.
I'm with you, OG. I can't. Well, that's the reason why, dude, when I was in high school, I was just like, it's over with. And you know what I do find though, Dennis, is really interesting with me. The ones that cheated always end up coming back to me later, telling me that they're sorry and they made a mistake.
Yeah, because
they've all come back to me later. I'm so sorry. I should have stuck with you. I should have never done that. Because they realize I'm a good woman. I'm very easy in a relationship.
Yeah, but they also realized that, they made a mistake. They was younger. They made mistakes. I was younger. I made mistakes. You know what I mean? But now I think ever since I'm probably gonna say 27. So I was 27 years old. I realized, the cheating thing is nothing but temptation. That's all it is. Which is
Barbara said, once you disrespect me, it's a wrap. Ain't no coming back. Amen, sister.
Which is another one of them funny movies to me, Temptation. Have you ever seen that Tyler Perry movie, Temptation?
No.
Yeah, you got to watch that. The ending of that movie is hilarious to me. Nobody else thinks it's funny, but the ending of that movie is hilarious to me.
Isn't that the one where dude cheats?
No.
With the Okay, what's it about? What's Temptation about? What's the general story?
It's about they're married, but they're a broke married couple. And the girl, she wanted a better life. Dude keep forgetting her birthday, because he forgot her birthday. Her husband keep forgetting her birthday. She meet this rich guy who takes her and shows her all these amazing things and is in love with her. And she cheats and have sex with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had sex on a private jet. That's when they had sex. And she keep, falling in lust and love with him. Come to find out he got AIDS. He got AIDS. And he's very abusive. Come to find out about that. Now, somehow, some way, his ex-girlfriend that also he was abusing, she ends up working for her husband. And because he owns his own pharmacy, but he barely makes any money. He owns his own pharmacy, but he barely makes any money. So she ends up working at the pharmacy as a cashier. And when he found out that she was cheating with the bull, the lady knew her and she told him about it, and he thought about having sex with her. And then she told him, I got AIDS. Don't try to have sex with me on no get back. I got AIDS because of him too.
Hmm.
And he went to go save her from the boy that was abusing, his wife. He went to go save his wife, and he ended up beating the guy up. Saved his wife. She went, got her treatment and stuff. He went and got him a whole new wife and had a baby. So the lady now is the wife that ended up catching AIDS. She ends up being a therapist and helping people out with their marriages. And at the end, she has to go to the pharmacy to get her medicine. As she goes in the pharmacy, she gives a hug to the girl that also has AIDS that works a cash register. She walks by the new wife and the baby. They all wave to her. I'm laughing my ass off because she just fucked up her future. So now she got to wave to them. She gets her medicine from her ex-husband. He say, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm cracking the hell up. I thought this shit was hilarious. I said, you sat there and wanted that good life, and now you got the good STD for the rest of your life. How good really was it really?
Yeah.
And everybody else happy as hell, but the two saddest women in there both got AIDS. I was like, this is hilarious.
See, that's not a movie I want to see. I don't want to see that.
I said, Tyler Perry wrote the hell out of this. This is good. I was cracking up.
I do not want to. My sister said that was a really good movie, but I would not want to see that.
I laughed so hard at that, and then everybody was like, "Then you are crazy." I said, "What? She cheated. Why I got to be the one she the one cheated and got to go give a hug to her AIDS partner and walk by his new wife with the new baby and everything and get her medicine from her ex-husband. That's her fault. Those were her decisions. This is my comedy. I thought it was funny. You don't like it? Cut it off."
Listen, I understand why you find it funny, and I do too, because that's ironic. That's what irony is. That's irony. And that's funny. And I love ironic situations, but I just don't want to see that. No, I don't want to see that. You know me, I'm a hopeless romantic, and I love stories where everybody wins in the end. That's just me. Life is hard enough. Real life. It's hard enough. I don't want to watch movies that are about hard life. I don't want to see that. I want to escape. But you do. You reap what you sow.
Yeah, it is what it is. But now, do you have any last words here for the public?
Karma is real. Karma is real. I know people who don't believe in karma, but I believe in it. My mother used to tell us when we were kids, you just wait till you get older and have your own kids. You're going to get all this right back. Also, and believe me, we did. We got it back through our children. And so yes, I'll leave you with that. Karma is real. Love is real. We all, like I said, I think I said this last week, just remember to be kind to each other. There's such a lack of kindness, just genuine kindness out here. And I think we should focus on just how we can be kind to each other. And we do a lot of talking crap when we discuss sports, but you can discuss sports without being an asshole. You ain't got to be just a jerk about it. You know what I'm saying? Just be calm. You just never know what another person is going through. I'm that type of person. I tend to keep what's going on in my life, like right here. And people ask me, Ron, shout out to Ron Thomas, asked me, "How you doing, my sister?" He asked me that every time I get in the Zoom with y'all. He asked me how I'm doing. And if I need anything to let y'all know, all of this, always checking on me. And my answer to him is always, "I'm good." And I just keep on talking, And I do that because, I don't know, it's hard. It's just hard when you're dealing with a lot of stuff. But just remember to be kind, because like I said, you just don't know what people are going through. Like me, they could be hiding it from the world, and they really just need you to see them, and they just need to be heard. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I'm going to
Just
say,
love everybody. Just love.
I'm going to say one thing that I have learned throughout the week and through this show. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. The grass is not always greener on the other side. I don't care if you got sunshine, dirt, and you got water. Can't do nothing with no astroturf, okay? The grass
That's true.
is always green on the other side. Why I'm saying this is because we were just talking about relationships and people cheat. But we were also talking about how those Carolina Panthers thought, oh, we get a better quarterback that can do better than Cam Newton. No, you call him back like Dave Chappelle. Give it to me, baby. You call him back like that.
Let's run that back. Let's run this back.
Because the grass ain't always green on the other side.
Right.
That's exactly why.
You get over there and you do see it's astroturf for sure.
Astroturf. That's exactly what it is. But with all that being said, I would like to thank everybody for coming out today. Y'all have a great day today. Keep checking in on the Side Jawn each and every Saturday, 10 a.m. We will be here. I'm Dennis Holmes. This is Sharon Mullen.
I'm Sharon Mullen. Can I say one more thing about the page, about the Side Jawn Facebook page? Hey, you guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and like the Side Jawn Facebook page and set up your notifications to be notified when a post is made so that you can engage with the rest of our listeners on the page. Sometimes we make posts because we want to get your feedback on it, and we'll probably use your comments on upcoming shows, to create upcoming shows. So engage with us on the Side Jawn Facebook page. We don't have a page on Instagram or Twitter or anywhere else, just on Facebook. And I've done that intentionally because I want to keep it in one place. And I want you guys to engage with us on it so that we can get your input, and it'll also may have us to invite you on the show as a guest and for certain topics. So please do that. Back to you, Dennis.
Yes, and God bless. Great day.